I'm Marin, and this is Post-its and Pens. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin, and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe and join me in my little corner of YouTube. You can also find me on Instagram and on Goodreads should you want to follow me there. This is the beginning of my reading vlog for the Bout of Books Readathon, which starts May 10th and goes through May 16th. I am going to be vlogging each day and tracking my reading progress for the duration of the readathon. So before we start, I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about the readathon, introduce the books I'm going to be reading, and then we will kick off the vlog tomorrow, as today is actually Sunday, May 9th, so you can see how I did. So let's go ahead and get into the vlog. As I mentioned, it is Sunday, May 9th, so I am going to tell you what I'm going to be reading this week and go over my goals for the readathon. Before I do that, I'm going to give you the little blurb that goes along with the readathon, so here that is. The Bout of Books Readathon is organized by Amanda and Kelly. It is a week-long readathon that begins 12:01 a.m. Monday, May 10th and runs through Sunday, May 16th in your time zone. Bout of Books is low pressure. There are reading sprints, Twitter chats, and exclusive Instagram challenges, but they're all completely optional. This is Bout of Books 31. This readathon has been around for a very, very long time. It was quite popular several years ago in the book blogging area. I know a lot of people have since moved on to Tumblr or YouTube. Here I am on YouTube myself. So I don't think this readathon gets as much attention anymore, but it is one that I really enjoy and try to participate in as much as I am able to. Now, this one happens to fall early enough in May where I'm not yet going to be bogged down by assessments and things like that for my day job, which is a kindergarten teacher. So I'm excited to see what I can manage to read during the course of this week. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the books that I'm going to be focusing on and let you know what my goal is for each of them. The first book that I am going to be working on is Atonement by Ian McEwan. I am actually listening to this book on audio. I started this last week and I'm currently on page 136. Now there are 351 pages in this book, so I am not sure that I will be able to get through the entirety of it, but I would like to at least get as close as possible to the end. It usually takes me about 2 weeks to listen to an audiobook of this length. This one's about 14 hours. So just getting as close to the end as possible is my goal for this book. The next book I would like to read during Bout of Books is The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall by Katie Allender. Now, this one is not very long, so my goal is to actually finish this one entirely, hopefully before Friday or by Friday. I feel like this would be an easy one to bring with me to work and read during my lunch, read a little bit each night, and I feel like I can definitely knock it out within 5 days. The last book that I want to go ahead and get all the way through is My Shadowed Past by David Selby. This one is a nonfiction book, but as you can see, there are a lot of pictures and things in here. So I do not think that it will take me very long to get through. My goal is to work on this one over the course of the weekend and completely finish it. Now, all 3 of these books were actually on my May TBR. I will link that here. I do have a few more books that I would like to get through before the end of the month. So should I finish all 3 of these, I might go ahead and start another one depending on where I'm at and how I'm feeling. But the goal for this readathon is to finish 2 of these books and to get as close to the end of Atonement as I can. So those are the books that I would like to read this week during the Bout of Books Readathon. Even though this readathon will be over by the time you watch this video, I am going to go ahead and leave a link down in the description to the Bout of Books blog, just in case you would like to follow to make sure you do not miss future Bout of Books readathons. They do take place, I think, 3 times a year. I know they have one in January, they have one in May, and then I believe there's another one in August, but I could be mistaken on that month. I'm almost positive it's August though. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, I would recommend checking out that link down below and joining in the next time. That is the end of today's footage for May 9th. Tomorrow will be May 10th, the first day of the readathon, and that is when I will start my official tracking of my progress. So I will see you then. Everyone, and welcome to day 1 of the Bout of Books Readathon. I'm going to go ahead and take you through what I have already read today. So I was listening to the audiobook of Atonement this morning, and I was able to get through 52 pages, 51 and a half pages, I guess technically. This section that I'm in actually does not have any chapters, which is kind of interesting. It's just one long kind of stream of consciousness, I guess, portion. I'm not really sure. I'm not super far into that section yet. Prior to that, it had all been chaptered, so this one's going to be a little bit harder to track in terms of chapters, so I'm just going to work with page numbers. So I did read, as I said, 52 pages of Atonement, and I also started The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall, and I am currently at 11% on that one. I did a little bit of reading before school started while I ate my breakfast, and then a little bit more reading at lunch. So my goal tonight is to go ahead and do 2 30-minute sprints on The Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall. I'm going to do 1 sprint on my own, and then Bout of Books has organized sprints each day, but the 2 that are earlier in the day obviously do not work for me. And the one that I'm going to go ahead and participate in is at 9:30 this evening. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give that a go and see how far I can get after an hour of reading on the book. I do not think this book is going to take me very long. I'd initially kind of thought maybe the whole week, but if I can go ahead and crank out an hour each day, it definitely will not take that long to get through. So we'll just see how it goes. I'm not really stressed about it. If it takes me the whole week, it takes me the whole week. So yep, that's where we're at, and I will check in with you a little bit later to let you know what my progress was for the actual reading sprints and let you know where I am at in that ebook. Almost 11 o'clock. I am getting ready to head to bed. So I wanted to do a quick recap. I managed to read about 82 pages of Dead Girls of Hysteria Hall today. I read about 14% of the book during the 30-minute sprint, and then had read the other 11% during the day. I did a bit of reading while I ate some breakfast, and then I ate lunch and read as well at work. So I call that a good day. I am thinking that I will probably be able to finish this book in 4 days. If you think 25% today, that should be 4 days total. So we'll see how that goes.
Anyway, that is it for me. I'm going to go ahead and do a little recap of my progress on the next little screen, and then footage will pick up again tomorrow with Tuesday's Bout of Books. Hello, I wanted to get on and do a quick recap for my reading for today because I didn't really take very many clips of me actually reading, but I did do another 30-minute sprint with the Bout of Books Readathon, the one that they had scheduled, and I managed to get another 27% read in my ebook. So that book is going to be finished definitely within the next couple of days. So I'm very happy about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about my thoughts on it. So I did not really know what that book was about. I thought it was about a family who inherits a haunted house, and that is sort of what it is, but it's not a house. It's like a former mental institution for women. So the girls that are there in the title are the girls who had been sent to that home. Some things go down and the main character finds herself trapped there. And yeah, I was not really sure what was going to happen, but what did happen was not what I was expecting. It is good. It's pretty engaging. It's a very fast read. I don't know that I would necessarily call it creepy or scary. It's just kind of, like you shrug your shoulders at it. So we'll see how I feel when the book gets finished. There's definitely something dark and sinister going on, but I'm not really feeling completely pulled in to the story in terms of the creep factor. So that could change, obviously, but I'm halfway through and I would think that I would have been feeling a bit of that already, but who knows. As far as Atonement, I managed another 43 pages on that. I am listening to that one on audio, as I'd mentioned. We are still in the portion that is without chapters. It is recounting one of the characters' issues while he is trying to fall back, I guess, to Dunkirk in France. The story is set pre-World War II and then in World War II. So the chapter I'm in right now is taking place in 1940, and it's definitely a lot of description, and I think if I was reading it, I would not like it very much at all. I feel like I would think that it was kind of boring, but listening to the audio is working really well, and I am enjoying it. Even though I already know how the story ends, I am curious to actually read the book rather than just rely on what I've heard from others. So that's where I'm at. I will continue to vlog tomorrow. Hopefully I can get another 25% of the Dead Girls of Hysteria haul completed and at least get another 40 to 50 pages done of Atonement. I am slowly chipping away at both of them. So I'm gonna head to bed and I will check back in tomorrow. Hello, it is about 11:15. I just spent the last hour and a half or so finishing the Dead Girls of Hysteria haul, so I wanted to go ahead and do a quick little wrap up of my thoughts before I head to bed. So I think I mentioned yesterday that the book was not what I was expecting. I was expecting a ghost story about a haunted house, and that is kind of what it's about, but not exactly. So it wasn't as creepy or horror-ish, I guess, as I was thinking it might be. It's got some creepy, scary elements, but I never really felt creeped out or scared or anything, which is kind of what I was thinking would happen. But it was still a really good book, and part of the reason I stayed up to finish it tonight is that the last probably 25% or so really ramped up, and a lot was going on, and you definitely want to know what's going to happen. So it kind of got to the point where I just wanted to get through it to see how the story was going to end. So it was definitely a surprise. I would give it 4 stars. It's a solid book. It's just not what I was expecting, and it's not exactly what the synopsis implies. There were some twists and turns that I was not expecting, and one of them happens pretty early on in the book. So yeah, I think it's a good book. If you are interested at all in picking it up, I'd say go for it. And I definitely had fun reading it. So I'm going to move on tomorrow to Born at Midnight, which is another book off of my May TBR. And we'll see how much of a dent I can make in that one for the remainder of the readathon. So that is all for tonight, and I will check back in tomorrow. Hello, it is currently Friday night. I just finished my 30-minute reading sprint. I was working on Born at Midnight. It is the 3rd book that I am working on for this readathon. I did finish Atonement this morning, so figured I'd give a little quick recap of my thoughts on that, although I will do a longer recap in my May wrap-up. But I did think it was a good book. Full disclosure, I knew exactly what was going to happen, so there is a twist that I'm sure would have been more impactful had I not known about it, but I still thought it was a well-written story. It has a lot of description though, so I can see how someone might get bogged down with that. I think listening to the audio really helped me get through that. I do think it would have been slower to read had I tried to read the actual book. So I'm glad that I went with the audio, and I did feel like it was a pretty strong story with some strong storytelling. So if you're interested in reading it, I say give it a go. I am 15% into Born at Midnight. I am not sure how I feel about it just yet. It is very reminiscent of a lot of the books that came out post-Twilight. And yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. It's a 5-book series, and this one's going to have to be pretty spectacular in order for me to continue on with it. So yeah, I'm not very far into it yet, but I'm not loving it, but I'm also not hating it. So we'll just keep going with it and see what I think. This weekend, I'm going to work on the 3rd book that I had planned to read for the readathon. It's a nonfiction autobiography type thing, and it only has like a little over 100 pages. So I'm going to work on that one, finish that up this weekend, and also keep working on Born at Midnight. Maybe I can get, at least halfway through that one. So I will keep you apprised of how it goes, but for tonight, I am done with any reading. I am watching the Cardinals game. We are on the West Coast, so it is a late night game. It is currently 11:08, so just gonna kind of chill for the rest of my Friday night and then head to bed, sleep in tomorrow, and try to enjoy my weekend. So I will see you tomorrow with day 6 of Bout of Books. Hello, it is Saturday, May 15th, so this is the second to last day of Bout of Books. This weekend I am going to be working on finishing up this book right here. This is My Shadowed Past by David Selby. It just kind of recounts his life while he was on the TV show Dark Shadows and some of the things that were kind of going on in the country during that time. So I am very much looking forward to reading it. It should not take me very long. As I mentioned earlier, there's quite a lot of pictures and things throughout. So I feel like I can definitely get this done over the weekend. And then I'm going to intersperse this one with continuing to read Born at Midnight. I would really like to get at least halfway through that one before the weekend is over. So that is what I'm going to work on this weekend. And as always, I will kind of take you along throughout my day. So I am getting ready to film a YouTube video, and then I'm going to go ahead and spend the rest of the day reading. So we will see how much I can get done, and I will check in with you later on. Hello, I did not really do any filming today. I decided after I filmed that little clip earlier and did my YouTube video that I really just wasn't feeling doing any reading today, and sometimes that happens and I'm okay with it. So I did do a 30-minute reading sprint. I got to page 35 of My Shadowed Past, which is about a quarter of the way through. And I will probably do a couple more of those tomorrow, and we will just see how far I can get in the book. I'm really not pushing myself. The weekend for me is a time to rest and recharge. Sometimes that includes reading books and sometimes it doesn't. So I will just see what my mood is like tomorrow and kind of just go from there. I'm still happy with the progress that I've been able to make during the readathon so far, and any little bit extra that I can add on to the end is good with me. So on that note, I am going to head to bed, and I will see you again tomorrow for the last day of Bout of Books.
His Dark Materials, Serpentine, by Philip Pullman.
Hello, I wanted to go ahead and do a wrap up for this vlog since today was the last day of Bout of Books. I did manage to finish My Shadowed Past, so I just kind of took it in chunks and kind of read when I was feeling the urge, and the last part of it had a lot of things like old articles about him and some promos for the shows and things, so it was mostly pictures rather than words. So I did go ahead and finish that up. I also listened to a little novella from the His Dark Materials series and listened to that while I was washing my makeup brushes. So today I was able to finish 2 books. So that brings my total for the readathon to 4 total, which I am really pleased with. That's the most that I've read in a week, probably in a very, very long time. And I definitely call it a successful readathon. So thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you liked it, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.